never complacent. Put my foot on the pavement. In my dream I was chasing, while my girl waited patient. Spent a lifetime on this music shit, going nowhere, I was losing it. She was right there enduring this, while her folks like, why she doing this? But Shawty didn't care what nobody said. She was gonna ride to the day I'm dead, stay by my side when the others fled. So I'm convinced that she deserves it all. She believed in me when chances were real small. I picture me driving a foreign. Can buy. Her beauty represents me well. She loves me and others can tell. Her heart is where my love would dwell. Talk about her man and she would rebel. I ain't ashamed, this ain't a game. She was right there in the storm and the rain. Endure the pain and the financial strain. Now she gon' shine with the fortune and fame. She gambled her life for me. She sacrificed for me. She deserves it all. It's only right, you see. No matter the price, you see. I picture me driving the foreign. Me driving and flying, now my history is changing. She's my day one and there is no rearranging. She's had my back through the times when things were straining. Now she benefit from every cent I'm gaining. Listen to what I'm saying. No dividing, no compromising. She gon' ride while I keep on climbing. Just recognize we gon' keep on thriving. She believed that I'll see greatness in due timing. I picture me driving the foreign. My shawty, she riding the passenger side. She riding the passenger side. 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She was there from the beginning. She was there in the beginning. There in the beginning. You took me driving in the beginning. Foreign with my lady.
Good evening, good evening. What's going on, Las Vegas and around the world that can end on the show tonight? BU Radio, I want to thank everybody. Thank the team over here and the family, all our show hosts and everybody. Love y'all. We always support each other, and it's always a blessing. But it's Monday night, and it's 8 o'clock, and man, have I been hyped up all day. Couldn't wait to get in here and drop these gems tonight. So, as I promised earlier, and I said for this new quarter, every fourth Monday, the last Monday of the month, I'm going to have training. And I'm going to come out here and give y'all something y'all can use going forward. You know, I write all these PowerPoints up and I teach them all the time on different platforms, and it's really becoming really exciting that so many people are responding, reaching out afterwards. So if you're not here at the right place at the right time, you might miss out on that right dime. That's what I'm talking about. But love everybody. Thank you. We're going to put up these sponsors real quick, and I'm going to let y'all know who I really love because they really be taking care of me, so I can't complain about that. But just the blessing of coming here today with a plan, because, you know, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. But having the opportunity to get here today was great. I've been waiting all day just to get in this hot seat and drop these gems that are these gifts, as I call them, drop these gifts. So make sure you got your pencil and paper, be ready, but you can always see the recorded version and stop it where you want to so you can take these notes. but I'm going to bring it to you, and it's going to be great. So I want to say out to my sponsor, 702 Braids for You, Cindy Michelle. Y'all better catch up. She was booking stuff today. I was talking to her, and we loading up for the weekend and the summer. So y'all got to get ready. The spring is here. Get them braids right, whatever you need, frontal or all that kind of stuff she does. It's great. Then I got my girl over there, Jamisa Wallace. Now, you know she doing her thing with the mobile hair salon. You call, we come. That's what I always say. She'll park it. We can get a bunch of people in the neighborhood and get them cracking. Kids love it because it's a beautiful bus that's all decorated in her red rum, the name of it, and it's just amazing. Thank you for all you do, Jamaica. And then we got Bougie Girls Vegas, my little sis out there. She's doing it with I got to keep my bling right, and she always got me going in the right direction. So I really want to say thank you to my sponsors. Without you, I wouldn't be here. If anybody is interested in the sponsor, holla at your boy. Hit me up at lifecoachkurt.com. If you have a small business and you wanted to get some recognition, look at my numbers. The numbers is wild and crazy, so somebody going to give you a call sooner or later. But remember, all those services, if you put Life Coach Kurt, you get a 10 to 15% discount on any services or any jewelry. So always use them. Hey, they there for a reason. Let's blow it up and keep them black businesses moving in the right reason, or any kind of business. But my sponsors really need it. So thank you very much. So tonight, this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to load up this PowerPoint, and we're going to have a conversation about boosting employee morale. This is so important right during this time. Coming out of the pandemic, people been at home. Some people enjoying working from home, but some people have to go back in the workplace. Being a year or 9 months or 6 months or however long they've been out of there, everybody kind of feeling something about safety and where's the direction of the company going forward, things of that sort. So as business leaders, business owners, leaders in the business, managers in the business, we need to prepare ourselves to keep our employee morale at its peak, creating a culture going forward that's going to make sure that our employees understand we value them every day. They part of the soup, and sometimes every person has their own spoon, and it's in the soup, and the soup is our business. So the culture we develop makes the difference of the speed and direction that the company goes. Because always remember, the company or the team moves at the speed and direction of its leader. Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. The company moves at the speed and direction of its leader. So if you coaching from your seat and not your feet, y'all ain't gonna move too far. I can say that one more time too. If you're coaching from your seat and not your feet, you're not going to move that far, because your employees genuinely want you in the game, because you already the professional. You running this business. You've done what they want to do, but you have to continually coach them and put them in the situations that they will achieve and understand the direction of this company. So through this PowerPoint, each page we're going to go through. Please call in. We're going to drop that call-in number real quick. Call in. Ask questions. I got one slide that's going to show you how I've done it in corporate America so long to have such successful and high-performing teams, because it's about the culture. If you build a culture of growth and let the littlest person know that you can be up here and be the next branch manager, this is your journey. In my business, it was banking, but for whatever business is, everybody at one time or another, if they're the right people, want to own something of their own. It's nothing like entrepreneurship. Is it easy? No. There's a book out there called The Leader's Voice. You might want to read that if you're ready to take on and having your own business or being a leader in a corporate business or anything like that, because it's not all roses like you think it is. Yeah, you're getting paid the big bucks, but there's a lot of accountability on your back as well, and it comes for taking care of your employees first. I think sometimes we miss that part, that our employees are our biggest asset, because they move the direction of our business through our leadership. But if we're not taking care of them, they dang go sure ain't going to take care of us, okay? And that business, then they just become robots, and they're there every day, but they're not vested. They're not invested in the success of the business. And that's where this PowerPoint today about boosting employee morale is all about. And so we got the title up there. We're going to head on over to the first slide, and we're going to make some things happen for you. And I'm going to break this down to you. There's always a little delay between there, but when it pop up, I'm going to start reading up. There you go. But I want to thank everybody again. Go ahead and call in, get in here, and let's see what we can do today. So the first slide talks about boosting your team's overall morale. I truly believe there are a few steps in the beginning of structuring your business and hiring practices. How we structure our business from the beginning and how we do our hiring practice, are we're hiring the right people in the right position that has the right focus. Well, you can kind of get that from your interview, but you're going to have to pull back the layers. You know, I always never hired anybody. My team hired them. People will call in, I will call them and say, hey, I want to set up an interview. It's going to be 3 to 5 hours because we're working as well. And if you're still interested, let's set you a time. Sometimes people hung up. They like an interview for 3 to 5 hours. Well, those are the fixed mind people that don't understand what was the prize was going to be. If you sit at a company and they're working and they're coming in and out and doing interviews, by the time at the end of the day or 4 or 5 hours, if they're called back and hired and they've met most of the people in the, I'm going to say the branch or in my company, that means they're going to come back and feel like, wow, I already know these people. This is a great place. I fit this kind of culture because I've met everybody. That makes that first day so much better. And you make that first day so special that no other business could ever touch what you did and how you made that person feel. That's the biggest part. Now that's part of that hiring process. Now we get the training going. Second, hiring practice that will allow a business and ownership to ensure that the applicants being hired understand the vision and goals of the business, which in turn helps create a culture of developing employees that want to become future leaders of the company, as well as validating all employees of where the company is headed and their development as well. Everybody wants to grow, but if they don't know what your goals, what your vision, what you're going to hold them accountable to, things like that, they don't feel like they're a part of the team. We got millennials out here now. Love these millennials because they need to stay engaged. Somebody needs to be chasing them every time, keeping them engaged, showing them that there's growth, but it takes a little bit, but you're going to get there because you're going to have an open or a growth mindset, and that way you can develop the skills to move in each position up the chain. That's the best thing. So here are a few things that I'll cover tonight in this conversation. A vision statement. What is a vision statement? It's where we're going as a company. Mission statement. Mission statement is what we do as a company or what we're giving to the world that we're supporting or providing a service to. Culture, who we are. That's a big one. My favorite author's name is John Gordon, and that's Jongordon. And he has a slew of books that are so positive and shaping your business and shaping your leadership skills. And it's all about the energy that comes from positivity. That's what's truly going to make the difference when you have your business. And SMART goals for business and employers. If you're a business owner, I hope you sat down and when you did your business plan, you would understand that it needs to be specific, it needs to be measurable, it needs to be attainable, it needs to be realistic, and it needs to be timely. So each one of these goals that you have need to have dates by them. Even though dates can float and change, but it gives you the push and the direction to where you need to focus your passion that meets your purpose at the end, okay? That's what I'm talking about. We're going to slide to this next slide. And if anybody's out there want to jump in, want to give a call in tonight, the call-in number is right here on the feed. And we're going to take questions, and then we can break them down and explain your questions with great answers. And it's going to be full of gifts. And those gifts is what's going to make you a better person or make you understand how to make your business better, because sometimes we just forget. We're so tied up in just the running of the business, we forget the most important thing is making sure our employees are engaged and enjoy coming to work every morning. When they wake up, they say, I can't wait to go see that leader, Mr. Kirk. He's going to open the door. He always has a smile, and he always has a positive acclimate to give me every single morning. Some kind of positive affirmation that's going to change my day. Just like we always say, when you wake up in the morning, if you put on something positive, maybe motivational stuff, that kind of tends to take your day the way you want it to go. Nothing against waking up with hip hop, but if I'm talking about these other words that start with a B and shooting and all that stuff, I might have kind of a hard day getting on track and doing what I need to do because that song sticks in your mind. I like to wake up, listen to a little jazz, then throw on some positive motivation. Usually somebody like E.T. or something like that. I get that rolling on my YouTube on the TV, and now I'm already fired up and ready to go meet the world. Because I tell you, you can't have a bad day when you're a leader. If you're inspiring others to achieve things they never thought they could achieve, you can't come in there half-cocked. You got to come in there full and ready to go with all the positivity you can because people will feed off of that. So, breaking down the 4 action steps to boost morale in your employees. Remember, the business moves at the speed and direction of its leader. The leader leads the employees to make sure that they're engaged in doing what they need to do. So as a team, we got to do that together. So 1, do you have or do your employees know what the company's vision statement is? I don't care if it's a big business or something like that. If they didn't do the research before you hired them, they need to understand what our vision is. Because as a leader, we're visionaries. We're looking 5, 6, 7 months ahead of where we're at to ensure that the business moves in that direction. So vision statements are big. When hiring your employees, do they understand where the business is going and understand the value that they bring to the team? You can help shape that doing one-on-ones daily with them, breaking down performance or whatever it takes. What kind of day did they have? But opening up your business with a morning huddle, getting everybody on the same page. I don't care if it's 3 employees or 13 employees or 50 employees. We can break it up. But the morning huddle gives them a sense of direction, and they understand what the flow of the day is going to be. Now, if you're a leader and you're the owner and you have a manager taking those tasks, well, you need to make sure you train that manager accordingly so they can shift. They can do a paradigm shift from managing people and processes to leading people and processes. Let the employees make the processes better with their ideas. Sometimes we get stuck and think we know everything, but that's small from the truth. Your employees are so valuable because you might have 3, 5, 10, or 15, and everybody has a positive opinion because that's the kind of culture you're delivering. Believe me, it's going to be crazy, and you will never let yourself or your employees down, and that will move your business in the direction that you want it to. 3, second, do you have and do your employees know what the company's mission statement is? That's just like that vision statement. Both of those have a purpose. Do your employee understand what the company does, the services we provide, whether it's therapy, whether it's counseling, whether it's being in banking and you're serving your community. Every position, we're all servants. And the better the leader teaches the team how to serve, believe me, the better and faster your business runs. And then it starts running in automatic, so now you can open another business, maybe in the same area that you are or in a different product, and get that business to grow better. That's what real action coaches do for businesses. My buddy, Brandon Ward, he's a certified business action coach. And if you need somebody to come out there and get your team going, just look up I Am Brandon Ward on Facebook. Tell him Life Coach Kurt sent you over there his way so he can bring you and your team to the top, because look what's happening. May 1st, a lot of things change here in Las Vegas, and we're getting closer to we'll be at 80% capacity of opening, and by the end of June, we should be at 100% per our governor. So, hey, he calling the shots. I'm with him because it's time for us to get rolling, okay? And then the third one, culture. Do your employees understand who we are? Because our culture reflects our success. We can't have energy vampires among us that sucks the blood and energy out of all the people that are doing the work, because they have a fixed mindset and they think they're more intelligent than everybody else and they don't have to grow. But that's why we need that growth mindset, folks. I'm being honest with you. If you're running a business and you don't have a growth mindset, or you're not hiring people with that type of mindset, and you can determine that by certain questions you ask in your interview process. That's what life coaches can help you do. That's what business coaches can help you do, to put it together so you can move from A to Z and everybody moves in the same direction. Like I said earlier, the team moves at the speed and direction of its leader. Guaranteed. Okay? All right. The last one after culture. Leaders, are we setting smart goals for our business and our employees? Yes. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Put dates on them. Can you imagine having an employee that you're trying to get to that next position, and you give them some smart goals with dates on them, and you hold them accountable to that? But better yet, they hold themselves accountable to that. Now, what you've taught them, when you get somebody new, those skills will start transferring. Then you'll have a team that almost works in automatic. It takes a little time, but you get out of it what you put into it. So next slide we're going to hit real quick. And I just love the opportunity to talk to you about this today, and get somebody to really understand how important this part is right now, coming out of the pandemic, how our businesses will move and how we need to structure ourselves to ensure it moves in the right direction. I haven't gotten any calls in yet, but can I get that? I guess that next slide is loading up, and we're going to get to it in just a second. But somebody call in, ask me some questions, especially if you're a business owner. And, we're so prideful, sometimes we hate reaching out. But you never know, because there's no such thing as a dumb question, because the only dumb question is a question not asked, truly. Because you might be helping somebody else's development because you had the courage, with a C, courage, to go ahead and make that call and ask the question. All right, so key performance indicators for employees. Sometimes we think when we have really small businesses, or even 7-Elevens or something like that aren't corporate, the ones that are individually owned and franchised like that, it's important that we give key performance indicators for our employees. Because if they don't know how they're doing, how can they know where they need to go? And as the coach, I go back, the team moves at the speed and direction of its leaders, but they love to be held accountable. Yes, they really do, because you want to make them the best they can be. You never know. They might open up a business just like yours, and it's not competition, because you should only be competing against yourself. You want to help and serve others and make them grow, your blessings will truly come back. I've lived that dream, and it's the best one I've ever had. That's why I still say I'm living my best life, because I've been there. Leaders should ask themselves, are we building a strong team? And do they understand how their individual performances impact the overall company? Individual performance impacts the overall company. Yes, because they're like spoons in the soup and everybody has their own flavor. So we as leaders have to bring out the best in them to ensure that they're meeting the goals of the overall company. Culture drives behavior, and behavior drives habits. Culture drives behavior, and behavior drives habits, because excellence isn't just an act, it's a habit. One more time, Aristotle said that excellence isn't just an act, which is one time, it's a habit. It's something we repeat over and over again. Great leaders build great cultures that build great habits. Yes, and that's how you succeed, whether it's in customer service, whatever you're doing that's engaging those customers and your team, they have to be relatable to move in the right direction. Culture influences what your leaders and teams think, say, and do each day. A lot of organizations, big and small, focus on strategy and ignore the culture. When I talk about strategies, you can have the best strategy in the world, but if I give it to somebody else, they can't act on that strategy like I can or like my team can. So watch out for them strategies, because yet culture trumps strategy every time. And I like that word trump, because if you play spades or bid whist, you know about what them trump cards is. And spades, It's them spades. And then bid whist is whatever I have the most of that'll send somebody else to Boston. My spade players know what I'm talking about. But culture trumps strategy every single time. All right? If your employees don't know what you expect of them, how can they perform at their best? You're not measuring it. So they don't know what they're supposed to do. You got them out there floundering like a fish out of water. No. Coach. Coach from your feet, not your seat. Come on now. Get your team engaged. Have them excited to come to work every day. Now you're doing something when you can open your doors and your team is just like fire waiting to get in there. As a leader and a coach, ensure that you coach them from your feet, not your seat. It's just what I say. I always led that way. Great leaders create great cultures that drive the business daily and affects motivation, productivity, and drives the overall production. When this is made a priority, the leader can create a culture of greatness every single time. The leader can create a culture of greatness every single time. I've been blessed enough to have some really great teams, and it's a building process. But as people get promoted and move out, and you bring that next one in, the culture is already set, especially if you 5, 6, 15, 25, and everybody's on the same page. You're not going to work every day. You're going to have fun every day with your team, okay, that you think is like your family. But when they feel blessed and they feel wanted and valued, people will give you their all every single day. I need a favor. I need you to do this. I need you to stay this. I got you. You never hear those no's unless it's something really crucial that they need to take care of. All right, going to the next page. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to break it down how I've been so so successful with so many teams during my 17-year reign working in the financial service industry. You know, leading banks, leading bank teams, different branches. Man, best feeling in the world. But now as I continue working out in the community and I'm leading young adults, letting them know what it takes to be successful and to keep moving and not give up on your dreams and not let somebody else tell you what you don't need to do.
Hello,
Well, hello there. We have a caller. And who am I speaking to today?
this is Effie, and
Hey.
we have a few people here that would like to get in on the conversation.
Well, it sounds good. Go away. Ask me anything you want to. I'm ready.
Well, we were just going to go with the topic of the moral
How to increase morale in COVID times, right?
in the in the work field.
Right. And you know, one of the basic things about,
Cheerleader, like to make it boom.
right, you have to ask, you know, the first thing is you ask questions. You ask your team questions. Hey, what today can I do to make you more happy about coming to work? See, you have to get the feedback first. Once you get the feedback, then you have to take action on that feedback. And how we do that is we set smart goals. Like I talked about earlier, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. When you're holding your team accountable in a pleasant way, that they come and look for that kind of coaching from you as the leader, you would be amazed at how people turn things around. It's tough out there right now. Maybe before COVID, everybody was making $15 an hour. But during COVID, it might have dropped down to $9 an hour because of the demand. You have to figure out a way to keep those team members engaged, show them the value that we're going to get out of this. I just need you here with me because we've invested so much into you. And we will also help look at other resources that can help you as well, which I call wraparound services. Because if they need help with rental assistance and things like that, I need the one not to just go tell them, well, you can go do this and they'll help you. No, let's sit down after work. Let me help you go through some of these programs and see what you need to get the assistance that you need while we're going through this, this unsustainable shutdown until we can get back to what we really, really want to do and get back to head in the right direction. So I hope that kind of gave you an idea of what needs to be done and how we need to do it. if you invest into your employees and let them know you genuinely care about them as people, not as numbers, the game changes. I guarantee you it changes. I've lived it. I went through
Right.
2008 in the financial services business, and we took a big hit. When the
Right.
property
Right.
levels were all upside down, we couldn't do home equity loans and things like that. People was losing $20,000, $30,000 a year income. But we made
Right.
it. We made it through the storm. You know why? Because they understood that the leaders that were leading them cared about them first. And our business will grow because they will continue
That's
to
true.
do the work. Okay, well, thank you for calling in, Elsie. I hope I answered that question right. Y'all
did.
took a
Thank
little
you.
notes, and we're
Thank
going to
you.
keep moving.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, that's what's up. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I got time for one more call before I take a break. If anybody want to hit them digits out there, it's 702-408-6892. That's 702-408-6892. And that's BU Radio. And you're going to come in and get our amazing producer tonight, Alex, the Apple Man. You know we always throw that in. But that's my guy, man. He keeps me flowing. Love what he does for me here. And we're going to keep it moving in that direction. Okay, I got about halfway through. So before I go into these last two slides, we're going to take a break and listen to my favorite song, The Foreign, or any other one he wants to put on by nattrail.com, my other producer, the head man around here. But we're going to drop some music, think of some questions. Anybody else want to call in? I love you, appreciate you, and we're going to go from there. And remember, in order to live your best life, you got to get the best information. And the best information is right here on Monday nights at 8 p.m. on BU Radio on the Living Your Best Life show with Life Coach Kurt.
Picture me driving a foreign. Yeah, me and my shawty, we riding the foreign. Yeah. I was never complacent, put my foot on the pavement. In my dream I was chasing, while my girl waited patient. Spent a lifetime on this music shit, going nowhere, I was losing it. She was right there enduring this, while her folks like, why she doing this? But shawty didn't care what nobody said. She was gonna ride to the day I'm dead, stay by my side when the others fled. So I'm convinced that she deserves it all. She believed in me when chances were real small. I picture me driving a foreign. Shawty, she riding the passenger side. Yeah, 3 in the morning, holding her head up. Yeah, there from the beginning. Oh, she was there from the beginning. Yeah, baby, you were there from the beginning. Shawty my ride or die, and she is my reason why I keep on grinding to buy her expensive things that money can buy. Her beauty represents me well. She loves me and others can tell. Her heart is where my love would dwell. Talk about her man and she would rebel. I ain't ashamed, this ain't a game. She was right there in the storm and the rain. Endure the pain and the financial strain. Now she gon' shine with the fortune and fame. She gambled her life for me. She sacrificed for me. She deserves it all. It's only right, you see. No matter the price, you see. I picture me driving the foreign. Yeah, she riding the passenger side. She riding 3 in the morning. 'Cause she was there. There from the beginning. Oh, baby, you were there. There from the beginning. I picture me driving a foreign. Now my history is changing. She's my day one and there is no rearranging. She's had my back through the times when things were straining. Now she benefit from every cent I'm gaining. Listen to what I'm saying. No dividing, no compromising. She gon' ride while I keep on climbing. Just recognize we gon' keep on thriving. She believed that I'll see greatness in due timing.
Hey, welcome back to Living Your Best Life with Life Coach Kurt. Goodness gracious, thank you for everybody tuning in. I mean, it's a nice Monday, cool evening in Las Vegas. But I seen by Wednesday, we're going to be back up in them 90s. It's some bipolar weather we having this year. That's what global warming will do to you. But one more time, I want to hit my sponsors who I truly appreciate every day, every week. 702 Braids for You with Cindy Michelle, Salon Services. Give her a jingle, get that discount. Don't miss out on them blessings, because she got them blessing hands, boy. You don't have to have a lot for her to do a lot. That's what I always say. That's it. And then we got Red Run Mobile's hair salon. Got my girl over there, Jamisa, doing everything. Hair, nails, pedicures, etc. Give her a call. Mention the show. 10 to 15% discount. Then you can go, or she'll come to you. And then lastly, we got the Bougie Girl Vegas. Just type Bougie in. She's going to be the first one to pop up. Check out her site. Very interesting. Some nice jewelry on there and some other items as well. Don't forget, Life Coach Kurt. Get that 10 to 15% discount. All right. Love my sponsors. Thank you so much. We're going to jump right back into where we left off. This section of the training is really going to be how I achieve some of the goals that I have in leadership of high-performing teams. And I don't care what it is, the formula is always the same. If you care about your people and your people truly care about you caring about them, they will do anything you ask them to do. That is morally right, ethical, and all the above. But you got to let them know that their opinions count and that they're an important part of the team. Because as I said, the team moves at the speed and direction of its leaders. There is no question about that. That is the only way you're going to achieve success, is if you're moving in the right direction and your team is moving with you. Not just following you, but you leading the way and pulling them up with you. Because don't nobody want to be left behind. The only time I look down on the brother is when I'm giving him a hand up. That's it. Always been my lifelong story. So let's go into what worked for me. This was while I was in corporate America doing my 17 years in banking industry, but I did 7 years in warewashing before then, and I still had a high-performing team. So the formula works, but one thing as a leader, you have to keep resonating yourself either every 3 months, every 6 months, or every 9 months. The quicker you can resonate yourself and recreate a new you that keeps them on their toes, they appreciate that, because it's part of that growth mindset. Not only are you learning and growing more, you're giving that same to your employees, helping them learn and grow more. So hiring. When I was out there, I never hired a new employee. Like I said earlier, my team did. I would have somebody in each department be on my interview list. I've trained all of them how to do interviews successfully and greatly. And then at the end of the day or end of the week, we'll put the names in hats. Everybody would vote. We would vote and have a discussion about the people that we were bringing on our team. The good things we found in them, the bad things, what do we think we can change? But one thing you can't change in the service industry is somebody's personality. That's just the person they are. So I always look for people that was a little bit outgoing, that had a good heart that you can feel from the pinpointing questions that you ask. Open-ended questions: who, what, where, why, and how. That makes them talk more, so you can soak in what they're trying to tell you about their lives. So the hiring is the most important, because that way you get to choose who comes on your team. Your team, they know the culture. They know if they want to hire somebody that they believe they can get along with. Don't think this is 100%. It's about 92.8%, because people change as they learn more about the business. If it's a little bit too much from them, they might back down, back away. They might not want to go up the ladder, but they want to be really good where they're at. Well, we have to understand that as leaders as well and support them, okay? Understanding the business. Does the employee truly understand not only the position that you're hiring them for, but the entire business? Because that helps your culture. Yeah, I might not need to know everything about the business, but I feel I will be more engaged the more I know. And yeah, I can just tell them, well, you need to go read this and study on about it. No, I'd rather show you. I'd rather teach you. because then you feel valued, okay? Not just telling you to go read some website or something like that. That's what they do prior to their interview so they can impress me that they know a little bit about the company. I fill in the blanks. My expectations, or your expectations as a leader. These are boundaries that we use to hire people. And if they don't know what's expected of them, how can they perform at their highest talent? They can't. So you have to sit down, and this is what my expectations is, but you also want to inform them, I'm here to coach you to make sure you either hit or exceed those expectations, because at the end of the day, that's where your dollars come from. And then it'll start making sense. All right? After that, building a culture of greatness. If you talk the talk, walk the walk. Just like anybody else. Our children, we are their best coaches because they videotape everything we do. So if you're in a workplace and you're the leader, model what you want your team to achieve. That's what I say. You got to coach from your feet, not your seat. Okay? Model, because they're watching you. Good, bad, and different. They are watching you. Don't set two sets of rules. They do this one thing and they can't do what you do. The rules apply to everybody. And that's something that we forget. But that's where that respect comes in. That's where that culture comes in. And that's when people understand and will do anything you ask them, because you're the leader, you still have the same rules as the rules for them. That's a big one that we forget about, folks. What rules are for the team are the same rules for the owner. Really is. Or the leader, who's ever managing, okay? Next after that, understanding your team's strengths and weaknesses. Yeah, when it comes to selling products, people don't sell what they don't use because they're not used to it. So now it's a cross-training opportunities, because we're leaving money out there, because we're not understanding the value of every product that we have. If you're selling a product or service that you have, everybody should understand how those services or products work. Understand your team's strengths and weaknesses. There's a lot of Gallup polls, there's DISC assessments to understand how to communicate with people. Use those. Those are to your value. These are the things that's going to make you successful, and it's going to make your employees feel engaged, feel valued, because you're taking the time to coach them and putting serious time in it to develop their skills so they're better people. Being available to coach behaviors as needed. Yeah, everything ain't always the way we want it to. When you see bad behaviors, you don't have to coach somebody in front of everybody, but you can also pull them aside at the end of the night and say, hey, I noticed a couple of things. I wanted to go over them with you. And then you ask them, when this situation happened, how did you feel? Oh, they'll give you an answer. Okay, you take that answer and you turn it into something positive and say, hey, if you did it a different way, do you think you would have got a better result? Being that light's going on. Self-assessments. We're starting to assess our customer service. Did I actually greet that person this morning when they came in my line? Things like that. Self-discovery as an employee is one of the greatest things in the world, because if I figure it out, then I own it. But if you're constantly telling me about it and not giving me enough coaching that I truly understand it, flip it on them. Let them self-discover. Ask them a question that you already know the answer to, and let that bell or that light go off. Ding, ding. Self-discovery leads to ownership, leads to behavior changes. I guarantee it. Celebrating small successes in all your employees. When I coach the young girls and young guys I work with, I always tell them, how many of y'all make up your bed in the morning? Some raise their hand, yes, some don't. I say, when you make up your bed in the morning, that's your first success. How you feel? Because your blessing was that God allowed your feet to hit the ground this morning. So what do you do for your first success that sets your mindset throughout the day? Something as small as making your bed up. Or if you're in the service industry and somebody's working at a cashier and you just happen to be doing observations that day, and you observe that cashier said, hello, welcome to, whatever your greeting is, to every single customer that morning on the first half of that 8-hour shift. just pull them to the side and say, you know what, you are amazing at just getting people's attention and setting their mood when they come in the morning. Whether you're the greeter when they walk in or you're the person behind the cash register, that smile and that warm hello, greeting, welcome to wherever, man, it's life changing. And it's the little things, small successes. Small successes. Always be observing your team. You can't coach them if you're not there, and you can't coach them if you can't see what they're doing. Okay? Outstanding. Let's see. Is Lauren here? I see a whole lot of people in the feed. Thank you for showing up and showing out and listening to your boy, Life Coach Kurt. I sure appreciate everybody in the feed today. Man, miss you guys. Exactly. There we go. So, the last one I said was celebrating no success. Do we have any questions out there? I need somebody to call in and give your brother a call and let him answer some of those questions that you just can't figure out in the book. I'm here for you, that's for sure. Let's go to next. Now, highlighting others to shine. We're going to hit that one. That's the one. Next one after that, highlighting others to shine. We're going to catch up, but I'm going to tell you about a few things, the formula of highlighting others in your business. This is some of the best things we can do. So the formula of highlighting others in your business, see the possibilities in all people. Don't shut people down. Give them something. See the possibilities. They might not be where you want them to be yet, but if you coach, you nurture, just like our families, just like our kids, we nurture them, we feed them, keep their soil good so they bloom until we want them to. Then they all become special and they all become great. And with greatness comes great rewards, okay? Honor them in front of others. Remember I talked about a morning huddle? Celebrate the previous day's successes. Call them out on it, but understand everybody might not like public acknowledgement. So by you knowing who your people are on your team, that way you will be able to celebrate them in the way they want to be celebrated. Because some people are just shy. They'll do a great job all day, but they might not want to be recognized in front of others. They might just want you to write them a note saying thank you for all you do. And if you have any questions or need anything, I'm here for you. But you're doing an amazing job. Keep up the good work. Any questions? Boom. They'll write down something or they'll come talk to you. But those other ones like myself that like that instant gratification in front of everybody, sorry, I'm a Scorpio and I'm an alpha male and I have a growth mindset. So I love celebrating not only my successes, but the successes of others, because that lets you know you value them. So please honor them in front of others. Invite them to help achieve your vision. That's constant talk. That isn't something that we talk about on Mondays and forget about again until Friday. That's a daily conversation in your own way. Whether you're doing it in a morning huddle, you're doing it at the end of the day cool downs before everybody get off, you pull them to the side maybe. Yeah, it's a lot of work. But that work will pay off greatly when you see the culture of your teams change and it goes from just coming to work to wanting to be at work to that I'm not even at work. I'm just doing what I would do naturally for free, but I appreciate the pay because I know the vision of the company. And where they're going, I want to be a part of that. And hopefully I'll learn enough that I can open my own company and duplicate the same thing from that leader that taught me everything I needed to know. That's when you look up to yourself and say, hey, I'm blessing others as well. That's a great feeling as a leader. Notice what they do well and compliment them about the behavior. Remember, the behavior. That's the difference, because behaviors can be duplicated and become habits. And once they become habits, it's just the way of the nature. It's the way they're going to do business in your business, and your business will flourish behind it. Last one I got him is thank them and make sure they know their value. I welcome everybody in the morning. I thank them on their way out. First one in, last one to leave, because I'm building a business and they need me there. They need to see the leader that truly understands them and values them for the people that they are. Don't forget, we're business people. We are in leadership roles, but don't forget about where you came from, because you didn't get to the top by yourself. There's somebody that helped you along the way, some kind of way out there, whether you read a book, whether you went to a seminar, some kind of training, but you had help. So don't forget to help those under you so they run your business like it's their business as well. Now we moving in the right direction. I'm going to give you 6 more skills that will benefit you. But I wanted to drop all my handles on the bottom of this page. You can contact me at lifecoachkurt@gmail.com. On Instagram, same thing, Life Coach Kurt. YouTube, Twitter, it's all Life Coach Kurt. Make it a lot easy. And then on Facebook now, it's Life Coach Kurt. Living your best life. I'm still trying to get that other page back. I should have it back in about a week or so. Facebook is helping me since I got hacked. But this is my new page that I gave out. I sent a lot of information out today, a lot of requests for friends, some of my old friends that was on my last page. And so let's go into one more thing. That's the end of the slideshow for you. I appreciate the people that called in, truly. And then, time's looking good. I got a few minutes left. Get your pencils and pens out, because I'm about to give you something that is really going to make a difference. You know, Cindy said, set the example. Be the example. You know, all those things. Nicole, there you go. Hello. Welcome, sis. Good to see you out there. We got both of the daughters on here. And Lauren, you know, we spent so much time together. All y'all know me. So that's a blessing that you come out and support me. I appreciate your support. I'm going to give you 6 skills that will benefit you as an owner, leader, or just a manager in any kind of business that you're in. These skills will change everything. The first one is be aware of your thoughts. You as the leader, you have to observe your thoughts, keeping in mind that complaints, self-doubt, fear, and negativity lead to unhappiness, failure, and unfulfilled goals over time. When you notice these thoughts coming into mind, it's time for an intervention. That's when you call Life Coach Kurt, or you get my main man, Brandon Ward, as an action life coach, especially if you own your own business, to come out there and give you some assistance, okay? Because those things will definitely lead you in the wrong direction of your business achieving its goals. Second one, talk to yourself through fear. It's called self-talk. Understand that fear is a liar, because he's just trying to get you. That's the devil doing his work. If you believe the fear-based thoughts you think, like I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, or the world is falling apart and it's coming to an end like a lot of people felt during this pandemic, but they survived. They made it. Might not have made it the way they wanted to, but they made it. Now it's time to get everything together so you can move forward. Everything around you will validate what you believe and point where you eventually need to start to believe it. But know this, just because you have a negative thought doesn't mean you have to believe it. Don't believe the lie. Those negative thoughts are just hindrance. They're limiting beliefs that will stop you from reaching your goals, and your employees as well, because the employees move in the speed and direction of the leader. All right? So let's try feeling grateful instead of stressed. Research shows that we can't be stressed and thankful at the same time. So if you feel blessed, you won't be stressed. That's how we wake up in the morning. What do we listen to? Something positive to keep us going in the right direction. Some positive affirmations to start our day. Every day is not a perfect day. And some people actually have bad days. But I teach, let's have a bad moment and push on so we don't ruin somebody else's day. I never have a bad day. I might have bad moments, but I never have a bad day because I'm a servant and I have a growth mindset to help others achieve what they want to achieve. Next, 5, talk to yourself instead of listening to yourself. Get rid of that self-doubt. You know, I know Dr. James Gills is the only person to complete 6 double Ironman triathlons, and the way he did it was he continued to talk his way through it. And I think he was like almost 60 years old, 59 years old when he did his last one. People ask him, how do you do this? I keep those positive thoughts. I keep saying I can, I will, and I know, instead of I can't, I won't, and oh, I need help. No, move forward with grace. Talk to yourself and stop listening to yourself. Surround yourself with positive people that want the best for you, that have a genuine interest in you and your family's well-being. Man, your business will thrive. But you always give back as well. And it doesn't have to be monetarily. It can be just having dinners together, whatever you want to do for the holidays, things like that. Employees love that. And at the last one, number 6, I challenge anybody to start a success manual, a success journal. You could put it in a diary. And at the end of each day, instead of thinking of all the things that went wrong, write down the best thing that happened to you that day. The one thing that made you feel great that day. Remember, you only have bad moments, not bad days. So something had to make you feel great that day. And write it down. This is a great exercise to do with children as well. When you look for the good and focus on it, you will start seeing more of it. And you will teach your children to view their life this way too, in a positive way. We have enough negativity coming at us that, hey, pick up a bigger bat. Start young. Start feeding your children positive affirmations. You can be what you want to be. You can do what you want to do. We have the internet now. Anything you want to achieve, you can search it, research it, learn it, and keep moving forward. I know Bill Gates said, it's not your fault if you're born broke, but it is your fault if you die broke. Bill Gates, huh? That's a whole nother story. But just think about it. We get to make choices every day when we get up. Good, bad, or indifferent. What choice are you going to make for yourself? When are you going to drop those limiting beliefs and keep starting to move forward? You know, this is positive leaders invest their time and energy in driving a positive culture. They create a shared vision for the road ahead. They lead with optimism and belief and address and transform the negativity that too often sabotages teams and organizations. That's by my good friend and favorite author, John Gordon. Read him every day. This today was one of his Monday tips he gets if you subscribe to his newsletter, and they come out every Monday, and I just can't wait. You know how you just waiting for something because you know it's going to start your week in a positive way, and when you have a growth mindset, you feed off of that. Man, I had a fabulous day today. But you know what? Will Smith said, today was a great day. And if I have enough great days in a row, I'm going to have a motherfucking good life. Excuse my language, but that's from Will Smith. Man, I love when he said that because it's true. You determine your direction. You determine where you're going to end up in life. Whether you're a business owner, a leader, a manager, or just an employee. What you give to yourself and not shortchange yourself will dictate your future. I guarantee you that. Outstanding. Man, everybody still out there? Love it. We're getting close to that time. Few more seconds left. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank my sponsors again. 702 Braids for You, Red Rum Mobile Hair Service, and Bougie Girls Vegas. I love all of you. Thank you for your continued support. And I want to say thank you to everybody that tunes in every Monday night, 8 p.m. on Living Your Best Life with Life Coach Kurt. Share. It's free. It don't cost you nothing to share this. We want everybody to get the opportunity to take some of these gifts that was given today and turn them into gems. All right? This is your boy signing off. Stay blessed and highly favored as always. And I'll see you next Monday night, 8 p.m. Man, I got some firecrackers coming for the month of May. Hold on to your chair. Get your pens and paper ready because we bringing it next month like every month. Thank you. Stay blessed and highly favored. I'm out.
Yeah. It's a little different this time. Yeah.
Come alive in the nighttime. I'm cruising for a bruising down in the state. 9 to 5. I'm going buck 5. Hope I don't see them cop lights. In the fast lane, yeah, he told me about no warning signs. And I'm trying to live fast, die young, we ain't got time. No, we do it part-time. The benefits don't benefit, it ain't full-time. More than 40 every week, putting overtime. I'm clocking 7 days a week till I'm prime time. That ain't enough time for the short time. Success, I'm trying to see a million by the summertime. Before it's fall time, and they forget mine. A cold world without my pockets warming when the shivering. Foot on the gas pedal, leave it stuck and dry. Never slowing down, had to cut the brake lines. Jesus take the wheel, I'ma steal when I decide. That's just free will, we don't trust him all the time. When we should, but I don't mean to preach. No, when your hands upon the wheel, who you tryna be? Extend your hand out, tell me who you tryna reach. Run yourself like you out playing hide and seek. Still I'm cruising for a chase. Knowing that my family is not safe. They not safe unless we keep a bag in the safe. It ain't safe. No, it ain't safe. Unless we keep a bag in the safe. Yeah, right. They don't want smoke, beer. If they do, we let them bucks fly. I heard them sending shots on the ground, they ain't like mine. Mine hits a little harder, dog. Could say a lot about them, y'all careers isn't never mine. Cheese steak out in Philly when it's showtime. Pedro got me booked up, now they reading mine. Drive to NY, hit up Shade 45. They ain't in my age, doing prime time. 7 o'clock on the dot. Staying low key, y'all gon' watch. Moonwalk the interview, Billie Jeans in my DM, they some thoughts. She want me to pull up, hop out. Set me up like a snitch does, cop out. Camera phone, a lingerie on my cock out. Work my shift when I finish, I clock out. She ain't worth the bag, don't care if she bad. Beyonce back at home, she can teach you what is class. I need a few bags, a Lambo and a jack. Side of luxury, pink slips, custom tags. Oh yeah, tired of shooting stars, now I wanna shoot some comments. Trolling on my timeline with no bridge around it. Deals on the table, we know y'all don't know about it. There's no limit when you bout it. So I'm cruising for a chase. Knowing that my family is not safe. Unless we keep a bag in the safe. It ain't safe. Still I'm cruising